Happy May to everybody. Hello, Cancers. This is for Cancer Sun sign, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Moon. Welcome to your May Psychic Tarot Forecast. I'm Vickieverlie, the Rock and Roll Prophetess, and the original Psychic Tarot Reader on YouTube. Today we're going to do a reading for May, and we're going to use my deck, the Rock and Roll Tarot deck of my own creation and design, and then we will pull a card from the Animal Totem Beast Mistress cards. If you're a level 2 Patreon supporter, there's going to be 3 additional cards pulled from the Songs for the Journey Home. Alright, so let's get into our reading for May. The cards have been thoroughly shuffled, and now we're just going to go ahead and let spirits, guides, and angels pull the cards for our... Oh, there's too many. I guess I'll use all of them. Okay, we'll start here, here, here. For our Cancerian friends for the month of May of 2021. For Cancers. By the way, let these cards, look at them. And if a word pops out at you, or even a word looks like it says a different word than what it actually says, this is a way that you can get a personal message from a general reading. Alright, well, this Queen of Pentacles, she was just popping right out at the beginning before I even barely got started. Now, with the gender, it could be anybody. It could be male or female. But the Pentacle person is the Earth sign person. Now, we're going to be in Earth sign of Taurus for the majority of the month. We're going to be, for the first 3 weeks, or roughly till the 20th for most people, we will be in the sign of Taurus. So it looks like you really hit the ground running. Could be a time frame, but this can also be a specific person who is an Earth sign, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or Virgo. They are in the upright position, therefore they are somebody that's going to be helpful, positive, or beneficial to you. Let me fix this camera a little. How's that? It's a little better. Right next to the Empress. So, I mean, this could be somebody who's actually pregnant, or some of you may be, having a pregnancy in the family, or something like that, or birth. But the Empress is more than just pregnancy and birth. The Empress is very much abundance, and in the Northern Hemisphere, this is this time of spring when everything's like teeming with life, and it's, the babies are being born throughout nature, all the birds are laying their eggs, and all the little babies are coming forth. So it's a time of new growth and fertility and abundance. And you're starting to see this abundance around you, and many of you are being able to shake off some of this where you may have had doubts like this. This is the poverty consciousness card, but it's in the reverse, right next to the Empress. So it's saying like you may have had some of this poverty consciousness, but now you're seeing all these things coming and starting to bloom, and this Queen of Pentacles is it's part of it, and you're seeing things starting to flourish. Flourishing. I might just write that as your key word. There's news coming around fire energy. So news is, all the young dudes carry the news. There's news coming. Now the fire energy this month, the big fire energy thing that's going on is we're going to have a full moon in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. And this is going to be towards the end of the month on the 26th. So there's going to be news coming around that time frame. There's a new situation arising, and you may have to break ties with the past for many of you. And this could be difficult. You may have definitely some reservations about it. Doing things the old way and expecting a different result is this insanity, the definition of insanity, as they say. So there's a breaking off with something, but in order to go in this new direction, and the new direction is up here with all this flourishing and abundance. Some of you may start a new job. You may have to leave. Maybe you had a lot of loyalty to a place that you were working at or whatever. And it's like, well, we don't know if we're going to reopen. So then you're just like, well, I'm going to have to move on and find something else. I feel like that's just the key phrase for everything. You're going to have to move on and find something else. The old way is just not functioning. Whatever this is not tied to the past. It's going to be a new thing that is blossoming and blooming for everyone. The solstice is right around the corner. Speaking of that, when the sun moves into your sign, and that's a great time to really start planning all this, your new year and everything. When the sun moves into Cancer, that's the solstice. Summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, winter in the Southern. So it's a good time to really start planning these things. I am offering that solstice reading too, by the way. I'm opening up for that, and that'll be available for a limited time. But if you want to look into more, astrology-wise, psychic astrology, what might be happening. Something's been, there's a loss and a gain. That's what I'm getting. Something's being taken away from you. This feels like, it doesn't feel all bitter though to me. It doesn't feel like it's some bitter breakup or some bitter divorce. I feel like for a lot of you it's just like, well, my old job closed and they're not opening again. Especially those of you who might be, like many of you, maybe in the restaurant business or something along those lines. Often Cancerians, you love food, and many of you, you are in hospitality jobs. I see that quite often. Or even like daycare or something like that. It's just like, well, the kids are they're not coming back, so I'm going to have to, even though I love this, and it supported me for a while, I'm going to have to go in another direction. Because I just have to, it's not going to be revived. But new life is blooming and teeming and growing. Even though the old thing is kind of moving through the wayside, there's something new growing within the womb. Whether it's the womb of a woman's body, or is it the womb of consciousness, or the womb of it could be a lot of different things. But there's something growing within the womb, meaning it's not fully birthed yet, but it's growing. Okay, let me go ahead. I did mention that I am open for those solstice readings. This upcoming solstice is the most powerful for you guys, especially because it's when the sun moves zero Cancer. Now it's not till next month, but I start it now because I have it for a limited time, and also I try to spread it out a little because a lot of times I get really bombarded with a lot of orders, and get it in early if you want. It's open. It's there if you want to, and if you want to partake. But let's go ahead and get our animal totem card for our Cancer friends for the month of May. What is flourishing inside of them? I think this news that's coming here is going to be a big tell of what it's all about. Oh, the wasp. So some of you may have been abused. Wasp can be really harsh and abusive. So maybe some of you, and it might not be like outright abuse where you're getting beat up, or like that, but it could just be like undermining, subtle, more subtle. That's what I kind of feel like taken advantage of, because that's what sometimes the wasp can be. Fearless warrior spirit of the sky, shamanic healing and transformation, stinging, attacking, and fighting the good fight. Impassioned action makes dreams come true. Yeah, impassioned action. I feel like you're not as passionate about this anymore. Or even if you are, for a lot of you, I just feel like it's just not there anymore. Like the restaurant closed, or the daycare closed, or, maybe it's a business that didn't survive COVID. It also may be tied into like home and family. Could it be a home family business? Or maybe it's like a daycare where you cater to a lot of families, in the process of it. So you're being told to go in a new direction. The Queen of Pentacles is leading the way. Listen to what they have to say. Go along with what they're offering, because it does look like it could be something that's really beautiful and flourishing for everybody. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do our cards for our Patreon piece, but I wanted to just touch base on a couple of things that I'm offering besides the reading, the solstice reading, some new things that I'm offering, and I love that you guys are so open to independent creators like myself and supporting us in this way. I've done put a bunch of artwork on some journals and sketchbooks, and they're available on Amazon. And they're just different stuff of my artwork that I've put on journals. And I've also added a new class this month, and this is to learn how to paint this Hamza or one similar to it. Now, it is a painting and art class, but it also is a spiritual growth class. There's many layers here of things that it goes into palmistry and astrology, and it goes into spiritual growth and development, and then the final piece is where we decorate the Hamza. One second, I need a drink. Excuse me. So it's really fun and easy to do. You don't have to have a lot of art training or anything. So if you think you might be interested in that, you can find the link to my school below in the Teachable School. If that interests you, please do check it out. Thanks again for supporting all the independent creators like myself. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great month of May. Take a chance. There's something about really taking a chance here for you guys, Cancer. There's no cards of like deep hurt and sorrow. It's a change from the old, but it's definitely something that's worth doing and that's going to bring the abundance to you. All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a great month, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you like my content. We'll see you again soon.